Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen him down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a mill, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what that 5:45 was, but what is going on, Mafia? We got another amazing live stream for you guys tonight as Bitcoin is pulling back a little bit locally. Nothing crazy has happened just yet, but I want to go over more specifically some local levels and what I'm looking at here in the short term for Bitcoin. Can we get another move up? We also have our boy Powell signaling towards inflation being somewhat under control. So what can this do to the market? Somebody mentioned in chat earlier that we do obviously have FOMC coming up at some point this month, a little bit later this month. So is this going to be a potential catalyst to get a big move to the upside? Well, maybe, but we can take a look at the charts to try to see if we could get some signals that will agree with that potentially being the case. But we still need to see those higher time frames start to flip back around because they are still technically looking bearish. But we're going to cover it all on tonight's live stream. We'll also go over some trades. I am in both a long and a short right now, both in profit, with profit locked in and stop losses at entry. 2 guaranteed winning trades. And guys, don't forget, if you're interested in learning how to manage your risk and take trades where you can literally guarantee your profit, I know it sounds like a scam, but it's literally not. It's not really what probably most people are thinking. But check out the tutorial that we dropped on Sunday. Shout out to Tony D or Rob the Crypto Stopper, Crypto Billy. Someone, if anyone has that link, if you could drop it in the chat for anybody who has not seen that video. Got a lot of really good feedback on it, and it will be the video that you have to like and comment on for this week's giveaways. So with all that being said, guys, don't forget to smash that like button if you want some more free stuff on Friday's live stream. Smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. We gave away 10 Frankie Candles hats last week, but if we get 550 likes on next stream, we get 550 likes on, I will bless the Mafia with some extra giveaways. So before we jump into it, let's go ahead and say what's up to the Mafia. We got Crypto Pollo. What is going on, bro? Bah! Shout out to Crypto Pollo. Let's go. My fellow farm animal. What is going on, brother? Good to see you in here. We got Jay Violet, Dave Digital in the chat, our most official, unofficial mod. Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. We got Alex in the chat. What is going on? Greg, as always, what is up, bro? Thank you for being here. He said, what do I get for being number 1? Shout out to Greg. We're going to get you a special prize. Shout out to Greg. We'll take a look at Bonk today for you, brother. Shout out to Greg. We got Emax in the chat. B-Rad Crypto. As always, good to see you. Il Hero, what is going on? Said, dump it. Shout out to Il Hero. We will go over the bearish case tonight. Shout out to Pearls. We got Pearls says, love this guy. Shout out to Pearls. I love that guy. More of a diamond guy than a pearl guy, but pearls are pretty fire as well. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Pearls. What is going on, bro? Good to see you in here. I miss you, brother. But let's go ahead and see here. Shout out to Mike Dutch, said thanks for coming by. Shout out to Mike Dutch for the $50 super chat. Shout out to you, brother. I love that YouTube allows us to like these super chats now and reply. Shout out to YouTube for that update. Also, guys, I did put a Q&A here at the top of the chat. Shout out to Gen Z, said thank you for the wisdom. Shout out to Gen Z. Also, guys, look at all the green names in the chat, guys. Shout out to Golden. If he's here, I don't know if he's here right now, but when Golden pops up, spam that golden emoji for him because most of these people are green. Half the Mafia is green because of Golden. Probably 99% of the Mafia is green because of Golden. So shout out to Golden. We love you, brother. Yeah, shout out to Mike Dutch, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming by. I did put an AMA here, guys. Now, YouTube has been pretty dang broken recently with these AMAs, so I don't necessarily know if this is going to work. Let me check, see if anyone has asked any questions. Yeah, shout out to Tony D. Tony D, if that AMA does not work, guys, please enter something in that Q&A. If it doesn't work, Tony could just take it down. But I figured as Bitcoin is kind of just wiggling sideways here, I figured maybe we just get some questions in the chat, or maybe if you guys just want to ask them in the chat, Tony D can jot down some of the good questions. And the second half of the stream, we could go over that so I could spit some value to anybody out there trying to learn how to trade and make some money, whether the price is going up or down. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts here. But real quick, let me go ahead. I think my light is a little bit dim here. Let me go ahead and brighten that up a little bit. There we go. That is a little bit better. But with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and see if we can figure out what the heck this thing is going to do next. And specifically want to cover some of these trades that I'm in right now. Let's get into it. So here we are, guys, on the pick. Oh, there's those golden emojis. He must have popped in here. Where is Golden? Shout out to Golden. Let's go. Look at the golden emoji. You guys are crazy. But shout out to Golden if you're here. I don't see you yet, but I'm sure I will see you pop up in here. Shout out to Golden. But, guys, let's go ahead and jump on in here. Now, as I said, obviously, we did get this pop to the upside. Now, we are getting a little bit of a correction. This is what we were looking at on the live stream last night. I did take a small short position pretty much from the top here. As we were live in the premium Discord, we did see, actually somebody in the chat in the premium Discord pointed out the 30-minute bear div that we did have popping up here on Bitcoin at the highs here as we tap this golden pocket, which is a key level of resistance. And simply put, guys, the way we trade is having those key levels on the chart, waiting for price to approach, and then analyzing the price as we interact with those levels, looking for those bearish confirmations, in this case, to look for some potential scalp positions or just, smaller trades to get some profit on these little retracements to the downside. The question is, are we going to get stuck inside this value area, which is kind of why I want to talk about the local price action here, because we have actually developed a nice little sideways range here, and then obviously we broke out of it, but now we are potentially coming back to maybe get accepted back into this. We're going to do some more analysis here to figure out the likelihood of getting sucked back into this range, closer to the POC, and maybe even down to some of these lower levels towards that value area low, but I'll get more into detail with that in a second. But we did see that little bearish divergence here. We did have money flow coming out, as well as we also had an SFP at the high here. Right here, right? We had a swing failure of this wick up here, which was kind of another confirmation. We had the divergence as well as the SFP. I forget exactly who shouted out that divergence on the live stream, the premium live stream, but we literally took that trade live with the Mafia in the premium, or the kitchen, as I like to call it. If you guys are interested in checking that out, you can check out FrankieCandles.com, or I'm sorry, FrankieCandlesTrading.com, and we have all the links to everything down there if you guys want to get into the Discord. But we were able to take that trade live as price action was coming up here, and that is now pretty well in profit. Let me go ahead and pull that up. This is the actual position here. And the plan here was to originally hold this down to the previous value area high here. But now as we are breaking underneath this, I have already taken profit and moved my stop loss to break even, making this a guaranteed winning trade. So if price does yeet back to the upside here, I will simply stop out in profit, making it a guaranteed win. However, I'm also not protecting myself, but keeping my opportunities open in case we do get stuck inside this value area and continue to the downside. We are still holding a portion of that trade to potentially profit a little bit more. Beautiful situation to be in. Now, I am also holding a long position as well, coming from down here. This is not the exact entry, but on this dump to the downside here, this was another trade that we were looking at on Friday's premium live stream. Literally took some trades live on the Friday premium live stream and on Monday. But as we dipped down below this value area, we did see some order flow confirmations to take the long. So we did wind up taking that. So I am literally holding this long from down here and the short from up here. And, this is a beautiful situation to be in because, again, as I was talking to the Discord earlier, just kind of saying like, hey, guys, I'm holding the long, I'm holding the short, both TP1 with a stop loss to break even. So kind of just sitting here waiting for price to make a move here and either stop me out of the short in profit so my long can continue to pay me out, or stop me out of the long, or stop me out of the long in profit and continue to profit off that short. Now, as you guys know, I was actually holding a short on Ethereum from basically the top here. This is obviously Bitcoin. This was a setup in the premium as we were looking for that short Let me go ahead and change that to golden pocket only. We were looking for the short here at the top of the value area, which is a very common place to look for shorts, or at least the way we trade. But I took this actually on Ethereum, basically the same trade, but just on ETH. And unfortunately, I accidentally closed that. I won't get into it, but I accidentally closed that. I had a broken phone, and unfortunately wound up closing the rest of that trade. However, it actually wound up, if we wind up getting a big bounce here, it actually would have been beautiful because I would kind of just force me out of the whole trade. And if we get a big bounce here, literally would have sold the bottom here. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise. But I will say, unfortunately that is closed. So I was hoping that if we got a bigger drop down here to 51 to 52K, I'd be able to still be short from the high of the range. Again, on ETH, but in the premium Discord, it was, the setup was here on Bitcoin. Actually, I was actually talking to Tony D about this. I probably still have it up. In the dining room, guys, I actually didn't even realize this. I wish I realized this at the time. But as you guys know, we do have the dining room, which is kind of our freemium section of the live, of the Discord, where we actually share some of our premium setups from the premium Discord. Give it almost like a little free trial. We give about one post a week to the dining room. Sometimes it's just TA. Sometimes you get trade setups. But literally that short from the top on Bitcoin was in the dining room. I did not realize that. Tony actually shared this, and I didn't even realize. So shout out to the dining room. Anybody in there, if you do want to come get access to that dining room, kind of see what we're all about in the premium Discord, you can come over here to the free Discord, come to the dining room, click unlock access, and you can figure out, just follow the directions here on how to get in. You just have to sign up with one of our affiliate links, and then you'll get all that free sauce. And hopefully you can put it to use and make some profit here. But for the most part, guys, kind of in a cushy position here where I'm holding the long, holding the short, waiting for one of them to get stopped out in profit and let the winner run. However, what I want to do here is try to figure out if we can get an idea of what the more likely situation is. Now, here's the thing. Coming on over to the, am I frozen right now? Oh, no, we're good. Okay. Coming on over to the, is chat frozen right now? What is going on? Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Oh, my God. Everything's frozen. What just happened? Okay. Are we live? Is this nobody chatting? I feel like this is very unlikely that no one has chatted since, I think something's frozen here. Hang on, let me refresh the page here really quickly, guys. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully I'm not talking to nobody. All right. Yo, Greg said for once, no, it's not. Okay, let's see. Shout out to the Dusty Hunt says, I'm long, underwater for now. Shout out to the Dusty Hunt. Shout out to you, brother. We'll see what happens, right? So let's try to break this down. Yes, chat was frozen. There we go. But let's go ahead and continue on here. If we come on over to the 12-hour here, I will say, guys, we do look like we may want to print a red dot here locally. And I'll be honest with you guys, this momentum wave here does give us a little bit of a trigger wave to the downside, which could potentially give us another push down. The nice thing here, shout out to maybe a Band-Aid, said this isn't the chat, this isn't the chat you were looking for. Shout out to maybe a Band-Aid. Some people say maybe a bandage. I say maybe a Band-Aid. But as we look here, we do have this kind of nice blueprint underneath us in case we do get that push to the downside here. We do have this volume profile below with our POC sitting at about 61.5 and then the value area low sitting closer to about 60K. And that's kind of the thought process behind this thumbnail, 65 or 60K. Are we going to shoot up? Because if we get another push to the upside here, guys, the next target that I would kind of look for to come in would be this 786 Fibonacci retracement level sitting at about 65.2, right? We've already come up to the golden pocket, which is literally what we were looking for as we were coming down here, starting to get a bounce. We pulled that local Fibonacci retracement from this high all the way to the low, looking for this golden pocket to come in. Shout out to Golden. And we did get that retracement we were looking for. And where did we reject from? Right from that golden pocket. And why is this, guys? Simply put, the golden pocket 786 retracements are typically where there is a high likelihood of not only some kind of turbulence, but potentially it is a good place to look at for lower highs before continuations to the downside. Now, that is still a possibility. I'm not necessarily just calling for this to dump down, but this is why we want to have those high probability levels on our chart. That way, when we put things like what we just looked at, that 30-minute bearish divergence into that key level of resistance, we could take these little scalp shorts to the downside. But on this 12-hour time frame, guys, I will say, red dot is looking to print. Now, this could potentially give us a little push to the downside. Again, POC coming in at 61.5, value area low at 60,100 to 60,200, depending on what time frame you're looking at. But this momentum wave here, guys, could be setting up for a potential bullish divergence if we do get another bigger move to the downside. And if we wind up slipping this value area low once again, we may be able to put a lower low on price as we put that higher low on our momentum waves. And this could potentially be a big signal to look for a much bigger move up. Now, again, we still need the price to drop down to get that set up. However, this is going to be kind of what I'm looking for if we do get some kind of push down tonight, or maybe early tomorrow morning, or maybe while we're sleeping, probably while we're sleeping. But who am I kidding? I don't sleep. But anyway, if we do get that push down, this is low-key what I'm going to be looking for, right? We'll drop that little freebie here on the live stream. But if we do put in that lower low, and there are other reasons to be looking down here, guys, because if we pull up the, let's go zoom in a little bit here. If we go ahead and pull our full golden pocket retracement from the low all the way to the high here, you can see we do have some pretty nice confluence here on that golden pocket value area low. So again, if we are going to come down here and put in a potential bounce on that value area low, that confluence with the golden pocket is somewhat nice. And if we're going to come down and put in a lower low, right, on the higher time frames, we could be putting it in on that 786. So these are definitely going to be key levels that I'm looking at in case we do wind up getting stuck under this value area high, right? Because we know that once you get stuck under that value area high, the next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC, which is not very far away, obviously. That wouldn't be that crazy of a drop. But then once you lose that POC, I am going to be expecting lower prices to come in, potentially targeting that value area low golden pocket and that 786 Fibonacci retracement level. And again, that golden pocket sitting right on about 60,150, right on the value area low. And then the 786 is coming in at about 59,373. Now, if we lose that, and we're going to do a little more analysis on Market Cypher to see if we could try to anticipate the likelihood of this. But if we do wind up breaking down here and we lose this 786, really the only thing that we have in our way, right, or the only thing that we have potentially supporting us below this 786, unless we swing fail this level, which again may not be the case, we're technically still putting in a higher low here, right? So that is not a bad look. But if we break that 786, we literally have one last level of support, right? This tapped daily, right? This is no longer a fresh daily level. This is a tapped daily level. But if we do wind up coming down, this is the last level of support back down to that $56,500 level. So if we lose this 786, guys, this would be somewhat bearish in my opinion, right? If we don't swing fail this low or bounce off the daily, we literally must swing fail this wick low. If we do not, we may be on our way for a much bigger move to the downside. Well, I guess not in terms of Bitcoin, not really that crazy. But, bringing us down to that 51 to 52K level, right? And this is, we've been looking at that level forever, so it's nothing new there. But I do just want to point out that this 786 is going to be important if, and only if, we wind up breaking down to those prices, right? And if we do wind up doing that, this 12-hour red dot is what I'm going to be looking at to potentially start the move to the downside. Now, 45-minute money flow is in the red here. So not really a setup there, to be quite honest with you. Typically, when we see that 12-hour red dot with the 45-minute money flow crossing over into the red at the same time, typically that is where we see the bigger moves start. But we don't really have that set up as the money flow is already in the red on the 45-minute. But that 12-hour red dot, like even if you come on over here to the 16-hour, did I say 12-minute? 12-hour, 16-hour red dot is printing. Do we have the blood diamond? I don't think this will be a blood diamond. That's the DBSI. What am I doing here? Where's Market Cypher A? Hang on one second. Pull up Market Cypher A here. Okay, so no blood diamond. That is pretty nice. But VWAP on the daily also coming down. Money flow also kind of getting rejected at the zero line here. Nothing really harsh. Kind of just flattening out here. Again, this is going to take time to develop. But really what I'd be watching is that 12-hour red dot and that 16-hour red dot to see what it can give us. And once we lose that POC, that's where I'm going to be looking down to this next zone of support. And I'll kind of group these together as kind of like key level of support between 60,400 and 59,306. So there you go, right? And in the grand scheme of things, guys, what we would hope for here on the bullish case is if we do get a move down here, right, or maybe we just get a bounce, whether we bounce from here or we bounce from where we are right now, key levels of resistance above remain exactly the same as what we've been looking at time and time again on these live streams as price has been sitting down here, right? We got the move down, we looked for the retracement into the value area low, and this is our key level of resistance, right? If I pull up the actual live stream chart, bada boom, you guys can see, right? I have literally not even touched this chart. These are the levels that we've been looking at for quite some time, right? Ever since we got that bounce from the downside here, looking for that retracement into our purple box here where we were going to be looking for shorts and where we took the shorts with the premium Discord. We're just seeing what we were looking for, right? We got the bounce into the value area low where we also had the local golden pocket. Got the rejection, and now we're kind of just playing around with these local levels. So I will be trading and scalping this lower range as we hang out inside. And then once we get the move back into the macro value area low and we start getting the bigger move up, really the key level I want to see break here is going to be about $64,500. The break of the 786 up here, about 65.5 would be nice too. But once we get above that value area low, we may be lucky enough to get accepted back into this range, and simply we know once you hold that value area low, let me know. Shout out to Creighton C with the $20 super chat. Let's go. The super chats are flowing tonight. Shout out to Creighton C, said, sorry, bro, I was driving. Don't worry, I'm here. Chat is being quiet. Moved a couple $100 today. They got scared. Dutch was crying. Dave was screaming, hold me, and throwing his wrench at Rob. It's embarrassing. Shout out to Creighton C. Creighton, stop moving around all that money, bro. You're scaring the Mafia. Shout out to Creighton C. But shout out to Creighton C. Let me know when we hold that value area low. Oh, you said you're driving. Don't type. Oh, he knows. He already answered the question. I didn't even ask it. So once we get, and Crypto Billy actually front ran you there, Creighton. Once we hold that value area low as support, we are going to be looking up. The next likely place for price to go is going to be to that POC, and then once we flip that POC, may be able to get a move up closer to the high of that range. But again, guys, as we look at this higher time frame money flow, 2-day money flow still in the red here, 3-day money flow still coming out here as well. Green dot looking to print, but we still need this money flow to cock back to the upside in order to get a much bigger move up. Because until we see this higher time frame money flow, let me pull up a clean chart. Until we see this higher time frame money flow crank back to the upside, let me hide some of this TA. Bada boom. Let me hide that volume profile. Until, right, this is a little bit of a simpler chart to digest, right? In simple terms here, if, all these levels and all these tools and all these Fibonacci levels are, kind of overwhelming to you, you could kind of just look at this as a simple volume profile, and everything else is somewhat nuanced, right? So, we got the retracement into the value area low. Very simply put, this is why I love the volume profiles. It simplifies things beautifully. But if we do get back above that value area low, right, this is where you could get accepted into the range, look to go to the POC, and look to go to the value area high. However, until we see that higher time frame money flow crank back to the upside, we have to be careful of this full golden pocket 786 retracement, which is coming in from the top here, where we took the short in the premium Discord, all the way to the low. This entire move to the downside gives you that confluence with the POC and the golden pocket, right? So this is still going to be very, very key resistance until we can get that higher time frame money flow to really start agreeing with us, right? Because in my opinion, these are two extremely, extremely important levels, right? Because once we get above here, that opens up the doorway to higher prices. But once we get up to this golden pocket and even the 786, we are, as long as that money flow in the higher time frames is still coming out, we could still be at risk of putting in a lower high, whether it be at the golden pocket or the 786, to potentially continue the bigger move to the downside, right? Now, the good thing is, on this move to the upside, we have plenty of time to see that money flow crank back to the upside. So this is an if this, then that statement. Trading is an if this, then that statement, right? So as we come up into this level, we have to reassess the situation. What is money flow looking like once we get up to this golden pocket? Are we about to get some big red dots on the 12, the 16, and the daily, right, with money flow coming out on the 2-day, 3-day, 4-day? Or are we starting to see money flow start to come back to the upside and things look like they're going to turn around, in which case we could just focus on the volume profile, look for the value area high, and a potential breakout. But we have to wait till we get to these levels to analyze the situation, right? There's literally no way to know this until we interact with these levels and see what money flow looks like at the time. So in the meantime, what we're going to be looking at is very simply, I'm going to have to hide some of this stuff, some of the recent trades. But let me just hide all the positions real quick. Until then, right, while we bing bong around on these local levels, we can absolutely, as we showed in the beginning of the stream when we looked at the trades, we could easily make some money scalping these local ranges until we get the bigger move to the upside. So just going to be day playing this stuff until we get the bigger move and some higher time frame signals to look for that bigger move to the upside. So with that being said, guys, I think that's all I got on Bitcoin right now. So if you guys want to see your favorite alts, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Rob the Crypto Snob, you guys know, we'll count up the votes and let us know what we're going to be looking at. Shout out to Crypto. Shout out to Crypto Billy said if Wick's here, then wifey soon. If this, then that. Shout out to Crypto Billy. If Wick's here, his wife is on the way. Shout out to Wick's wife, Fine 89. And Wick, I'm not saying like, hey, your wife's fine. It's just her name. Shout out to Wick, absolute OG of the Mafia. Shout out to Wick 589. Edward Torres says Crow. Let's see. Algo. We can take a look at Algo. Caspa, Doge. Bob Hughes says, can we check E-Gold, please? Shout out to Rob. I like polite people, so we're gonna take a look at ETH. But real quick, can we just take a look at E-Gold? I have not taken a look at E-Gold in some time. So this chart might be funny. This might be like one of those super old charts. All right, nothing on the chart. So let's see. I haven't looked at E-Gold in a while. And apparently we've never looked at it on the show ever. Yeah, let's see here. Let's check out the 4 hour. Yeah, money flow crossover into the green. Very similar to Bitcoin here. We'll come back to E-Gold. I'm going to do Ethereum first real quick. But yeah, VWAP on the 4 hour curving up here. Yeah, the question is, I'll be honest, right? Like, this is the situation I'm in right now, guys. Like I just showed in the beginning of the stream, I'm long and short. And I'm not logged in right now. Otherwise, I pull up the actual trades. I showed I showed the long yesterday. I don't know. I think I showed both of them yesterday. And I'm kind of in this cushy position where it's like, if this thing yeets to the upside, we're good. Stop out in profit, let the long run. If it dumps, stop out of the long in profit, let the short ride. So just letting the market kind of do its thing, let the dust settle, and see what it gives us, right? But yeah, short term, right? 4 hour money flow is coming back out, but green dot is printing. Maybe we come back up to that. Remember, 786 to the upside is the next target. Between 65 and 65.5 is going to be that next big target on Bitcoin. But let's go ahead and jump in on Ethereum here. Bada boom, bada bing. This is the wrong Ethereum chart. Let's pull up this one. And here we are, right? Really not too much new here on Ethereum either, as when we looked at this yesterday, right, we got the bounce from the value area low. Where's the next likely place for price to go? You know it. Golden Pocket POC. We come up, hit that Golden Pocket POC. That's where you get the rejection. But really, you know, in my opinion, next target, if we do get a bounce up on Ethereum, probably going to be 35.60 at the 786. Break above that 786. That would be the signal to look up towards the value area high, where we could still potentially be at risk for a lower high, because remember, the money flow on Ethereum is also looking pretty bearish on the higher time frames. Doesn't guarantee a dump, right? We have to see if it's going to play out, right? We can see that kind of fake us out, but even if we get up to this value area high, guys, it is the macro golden, not macro, but, you know, with this entire move to the downside, that is your golden pocket retracement with the value area high confluence. So there is a possibility, even if we get up to that value area high, even the 786, we could still potentially put in a lower high and continue down, right? But again, very similar to Bitcoin, we have to wait to get up into these levels to reassess that situation. What does the 2-day money flow, the 3-day money flow, the daily money flow look like when we get up to that retracement level? If it's looking bearish, probably going to be taking some stabs at some shorts, especially if we're deviating above that value area high. This is how I caught my short position from 3,800 all the way down to the value area low here. I caught this entire trade, and again, if we wind up getting a bigger bounce here, I may have sold the bottom of that, even though I closed the trade by accident. But you know, the reason I was able to catch this trade was because I simply waited for a deviation above the high. This is your overvalued asset. Remember, guys, when you deviate above the high, you can think of this as overbought, right? Did I say oversold? Overbought. And then as you come below the value area, this is what you're looking at as an oversold, right? Or oversold asset. So as you're down here, this is cheap Ethereum. The idea would be to buy down here, wait for it to come into the fair value, which is between your high and your low of the volume profile. And then you want to come back in here and sell at the high, right? So as we deviate above this, especially if high time frame money flow is looking bearish, that's where we'd be looking for the shorts back down to the value area low. If it's looking bullish, maybe we could still take some stabs at some shorts, but we would manage the risk more tightly, expecting a breakout. But in case the market surprises us and dumps us down, we could at least take a stab at that position. So other than that, Ethereum kind of bing-bonging around in its volume profile. And then if you come up to the higher time frames, just to kind of show this, 2-day money flow in the red. We did get the green dot. But again, money flow indicates the longer-term trend. Your green dots and red dots indicate the ebbs and flows in the market, right? Push to the downside, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, right? But your money flow is the overall trend, right? You have your money flow crossover into the green down here, right? Sure, you had red dots as that money flow was crossing over into the green, but that only gave you ebbs and flows on price. But that money flow crossover was indicating the longer-term trend was likely to continue up, right? So on Ethereum, that's what we're looking at. Very similar situation to Bitcoin. Levels are very clear here as we have our volume profile to back us up. Shout out to Creighton C with another $10 super chat, bro. I appreciate you so much, man. He says, man, we got the 4th coming. It's usually a blah week with most major traders and market makers on vacation. Stop flirting with Fine 89. That's going in the Mrs. Candles chat update. Really, bro? Shout out to Creighton C. It's her name. That's her name. Is it not Wick Fine 89? Shout out to Creighton C. Mrs. Candles, if you're out there, please come home. Please come home. Mrs. Candles is on vacation, right? Not on vacation, but she went back to New York to visit some family. So Mrs. Candles has been gone for a week and a half. And am I going to lie? As much as I'd like to say I've been out here partying, I'm kind of lost, guys. Like this weekend, on Saturday, I filmed that tutorial video that we dropped on Sunday, and I was just standing in the house like, I don't know what to do. Usually Mrs. Candle's got a whole plan. We're doing all this stuff, and I'm lost. I'm lost without you, Mrs. Candle. So if you're watching this, I love you. Please come back. I miss my hand sniffs. I need some hand sniffs. I'm having hand sniff withdrawal, cocoa butter withdrawals. Hang on one second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, guys. Sorry. I had to get something done there. Hey, shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Thank you for gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. Shout out to MHKE, Martin Crypto, Shirley Sound, and Jay for getting those memberships. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Are we going to have to get a Bubba's Crypto emoji now? Shout out to Bubba's. Anyway, that wasn't a plastic hand, guys. Sometimes you got to get the sniffs in. When Mrs. Candles is gone, the plastic comes out. Anyway, let's continue on. Shout out to Bubba's. I appreciate you so much for gifting those memberships. I know the Mafia does as well. Let's go Bubba Shower. Shout out to K Diggity. But let's go ahead and move on here, guys. Do we have, let's see, bada boom, bada bing. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think I'm going to need the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water tonight. Okay, shout out to Rob. All coin votes are in and being counted. I appreciate you, brother. While we're waiting for Rob, let's go ahead and pull up E-Gold. Hey, shout out to Tyson. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. Oh, God. Those plastic hands just, I think, give me a headache. Shout out to Tyson super chat. He says, yo, brother, thanks for the content. Could you take a look at American meme coin on Ethereum, please? Shout out to Tyson. I could try. Let me see if I will write that down. I'll just remember AMC, America's meme coin, AMC. I will try to take a, I assume the ticker's probably AMC. If I can find the trading view chart, I would love to take a look at it for you. Thank you for the super chat, and we'll get into that in just a second. Shout out to Crypto Ale said, yes, Frankie the Freak. Woo-hoo. All right, let's take a look at E-Gold real quick. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Stomp. Thank you for those alts. I appreciate you so much, bro. Don't forget to smash that like button, guys, if you are enjoying the content or finding this useful in any way, shape, or form, or if you also like sniffing your girlfriend's hands, and when she's on vacation, if you, from time to time, sniff a blow-up doll's hands, go ahead and smash that like button. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Emery, wants to see Pendle. Okay, all right. Let's go AMC. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at E-Gold here. I guess we did actually have a chart here. This is old. That golden pocket didn't give you much. It gave you a little bounce off the golden pocket, a little bounce off the 786. But this is why I always say, guys, this is kind of, going back in hindsight here. What do we always say about the golden pocket 786? If you were going to put a higher low in here and continue the trend to the upside, very likely it would happen at the golden pocket. If it didn't happen at the golden pocket, your next likely place for that higher low and push back to the upside would happen at the 786. That's why we have this blue box here. But oftentimes you guys will hear me say, once you break that 786, we literally just talked about that on Bitcoin. Once you lose that 786, which on this is old price action, but once you lose that 786, the opportunity to put that higher low in is now gone, right, for the most part. And this is oftentimes the invalidation for a long position. If I were looking for longs here on E-Gold, basically what I'd be looking at is if I were looking along a higher low to go up to higher prices, potentially targeting this macro value area low, I'd be looking for a long position here, maybe potentially another long position at the 786. But once I break that 786, it's going to be more likely that that higher low is not going to come in, and we're probably going to switch trends, right? We're probably going to dump to the downside. And what happens once you lose that 786? Absolute dump to the downside. And the only reason I talking about this old price action is simply because if we come to Bitcoin, as you guys know, if you were tuned into the beginning of the stream, if you weren't, here you go. That's why this 786 is so important, right? Because if we're going to put that higher low in, got to hold that 786. If you can't hold that 786, actually, even, yeah, I would be looking at the longer term 786. You lose the 786, maybe the start of a bigger move to the downside. And you can see that almost perfectly here on eGold, right? But anyway, this is all old price action, so let's get rid of that and talk about what is actually going on here with price action. Let's get rid of this volume profile. So here we go, right? Just another altcoin, very, very close to its bear market lows here. Yeah, whoo, baby. I mean, what did this? This came within, a lot of altcoins came within like 10 to 15% of their all-time lows, or current bear market lows, I should say. Or most recent bear market lows, I guess I should say. Couldn't hold the golden pocket, couldn't hold the 786, and you break to the downside, right? But what we could do here is I would like to look at this in terms of a volume profile. So let's pull it here. Yeah, so I mean, you're below your volume profile. Let's pull up some, pull up Market Cipher real quick. Well, dang. Yeah, I mean, got a weekly green dot. That is a good sign, right? But you do reside under your value area low, right? So your most key level of resistance right now is going to be, yeah, this value area low. Coming in at 36.43. This is your doorway to higher prices right now, locally. In my opinion, the real doorway to higher prices is going to be this macro, this macro value area low. Right, sitting at $82, right? So this is much farther away. But very simply put, we got to get back above this value area low, right? We got to get above 36.43 in order to open up the door to more higher prices. However, your PLC is kind of close to the bottom of the range here, right? So, there is a caveat there, right? You get above the value area low, that opens up the door to at least get to a $44 eGold. And once you flip that POC, you could look to go to the value area high. In which case, you're getting very much closer to that bull market value area that we all want to break into. A lot of the altcoins did not get into their bull market value areas. However, a lot of them did, right? Dogecoin wound up rejecting the value area low. But if you look at something like SHIB, right, the reason we look at this stuff is because it works, right? Not SHIU. SHIB, there we go. You guys can see SHIB blasted off through its previous, so let me pull up the daily real quick. Blasted off, come on, through its value area low of the previous bull market, and it ripped right up to the POC and right up to the value area high. And where did you get the big correction from? Right from the value area high, went right back to the POC, right back to the value area low. So when we look at something like eGold, you really, for the big moves, right, for these exciting altcoin moves that you want to see, you want to break that value area low sitting right here at $82, right? So locally, this is kind of the range I would be looking at. But to really see these things have fun, we really want to break up into that larger range. But locally, I would definitely be looking between 36.43 and 43.73 are going to be your big levels of resistance. And then once you get above that, you could get somewhat of a larger move to the upside. You could also kind of see you have a little bit of a fall off in volume once you break that POC, which is probably why this move happened very quickly. So get back above that POC, may be able to get a quick move up to the value area high. And that is what I'd be looking at on eGold. 2-day money flow actually doesn't look as bad as a lot of other stuff. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's go. Oh, hey, Traders Reality in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to Tino. What is going on, brother? Welcome in. I appreciate you for stopping by, bro. Tino, what are you thinking, bro? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Are you neutral? Are you day playing it? Let me know what you're thinking, bro. Let me know. Let's see. Shout out to Traders Reality. I know some of you guys came in here from Traders Reality. Don't forget to check out his channel, guys, because we might give you the sauce, but Tino at Traders Reality is going to give you the flavor. Let's go. Shout out to Tino, man. Tino, we got to have you back on the channel soon. We haven't really been doing a lot of collabs. We got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but we are going to start up collabs very soon. And Tino, you are at the top of our list. Let's go. Drop those pattern watchers and Traders Realities emojis in the chat. Let's go. Show some support for Tino. Let's get it. Tino's goated. Let's go. Shout out to maybe the Band-Aid. I agree. Tino is a fellow goat. We got a lot of farm animals around here. Let's go. Let's get it. Mad love. Shout out to Mark Dutch. I'm chilling, brother. Let me know what you think, bro. Up, down, neutral? I don't know, man. I'm day playing this right now. I'm in a long and a short. See which one gets stopped out here. Bitcoin is a leading asset. Let's go. Shout out to Tino. Let's go. Drop those traders reality heads in the chat. Let's go. But yeah, guys, for Eagle, this is what I would be looking at, locally and in more of the long term as well. Watch that volume gap once you break the POC for a quicker move. He said, I'm down, man. Let's go. We got to get this collabs going again. All right, let's see. You guys are funny, man. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into our next altcoin, which is going to be Link. Let's go ahead and check out Link. It's actually technically our first altcoin. That was kind of a Eagle was like a random one-off here. Take a look at Link. Actually, Link is another example. Whoops, keep clicking the wrong chart. I'll just pull it from down here. Link is another one of those coins that did break into its macro value area low, right? We came up there to that value area low. We cracked in, went right for that daily naked point of control, but then we couldn't hold it, right? But we are kind of, where did we go? Right back down into the lower range, which is where we're hanging out right now. So we kind of created this range up here, which was also kind of a previous range, but we bing-bonged around. That value area low was resistance until we broke through it and then made the bigger move up. And once we lost it, where'd we go? Right back into the lower range, from the value area low to the POC to the high, back to the low, back to the high, back into the macro value area, and now we are just playing around with this local range once again. So, yeah, I'll be honest, I guess we must, did we look at, I guess we looked at Link somewhat recently here, if we had this fib pulled. But yeah, not much has actually changed here on Link since the last time we looked at it. Kind of just playing around with that potential head and shoulders? Huh. I'm not a pattern expert, guys. I'm not going to lie. But I will say this. That could be a potential head and shoulders right there. And it does look like we could be retesting the neckline, potentially. Something like this. I guess it's a little wonky. Like I said, not something I would consider myself. I'm not necessarily a pattern trader. I don't focus on that, but it does look head and shouldery, in my opinion. Yeah, with your neckline sitting right here. Just extend that a little bit. Ooh! Money flow crossing over into the green on the 4-hour. Could we potentially? I mean, this would make sense. And this is kind of what I was talking about, guys, more recently. This is why, right, I never really, this is why I'm not like one of those people that's like, you have to trade the way I trade because it's the right way or anything like that. Because the way I see it is I like to look at the volume profiles. We talked about this recently with the ICT. The way I like to trade is with Market Cipher, Lux Algo, the volume profiles, Fibonacci's, right? Some other stuff as well. But we see this, right, as a head and shoulders, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, breakout, retest of the neckline, which would call for a potential breakout, right? If you're looking at a head and shoulders, we can measure the breakout by going from the neckline all the way to the bottom of the head, pulling that breakout to where we would expect the breakout to happen. So we could potentially anticipate this measured move or this technical target to bring us up to around this value area high. Plausible TA, right? I would agree with that. However, this also agrees with the volume profile, because if we do continue up here and we flip that POC, which we are playing with right now, where's the next place for price to likely go based off the volume profile? Right up to that value area high. And that is what I would call confluence, right? So if we could break that POC, it would somewhat make sense, in my opinion, to potentially get a move up to that value area high, especially when you see the money flow coming up into the green like this on the 4-hour. So, God willing, as long as that money flow continues up and we do get above that POC, we could potentially look for a move up to that value area high, bringing Chainlink up to about a $15.89 price. Excuse me. I just chugged a bunch of... I don't really drink a lot of soda, guys. I'm not going to lie. Low-key got Burger King last night, and I just chugged a bunch of Dr. Pepper I had in the fridge. Oh, anyway, continuing on here, that's pretty much what I'd be looking at on Chainlink, right? Other than that, key levels of support would be the value area low, and then if we break below the value area low, let's see. Oh, man, we got some nice confluence here as well. So key levels on Chainlink for me would be if we do wind up just coming back down here, and we don't wind up like tapping that neckline and getting the breakout, Could look for the move back down to the value area low, where we also have a 786 just below. And I would look at that as key support, right? If we do get the move back down. But hopefully, money flow could continue up, and we could just crank out another green dot here. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I'd be looking at on Chainlink. It doesn't look too bad. Let's check the daily real quick. Yeah, green dot confirmed. Kind of neutral on the daily. Kind of just got to let yeah, all right. 3-day green dot, 2-day green dot confirmed. 4-day green dot looking to print. Money flow still looks a little shady in my opinion. 3-day money flow headed back in the right direction. 2-day money flow kind of flat. 4-day money flow was coming out. So again, the money flow in the higher time frames is still a little bit sketchy in my own personal opinion, but we'll have to see what happens. These are definitely the key levels I would look at. And if I were day playing Chainlink, I would definitely be looking at something like that. And if you do get a pullback, could potentially look for longs on that golden pocket value area low confluence. Let's pull up Lux Algo real quick. Shout out to Lux Algo, one of our channel sponsors. You guys can check them out in the link in the description down below. But really what I'm going to give you guys here is the sauce, right? If we do get a pullback here, look what we have. What do we oftentimes say? This is our Lux Algo entry strategy that I like to use very often. I actually have a video on this strategy on the channel if you guys are interested in learning more about it. But let me just show you guys exactly what I'm looking at here, right? You have your bullish change of character. A little bit of a shady bullish change of character. Kind of reminds me of this one. But it wound up playing out. You get this bullish change of character. Your candlesticks turn green. What does this mean? To me, this tells me I want to start looking for longs, right? Because I don't want to long the top of a move, right? And we don't know, right, if we wind up just breaking the testing the neckline of the head and shoulders and breaking out. Totally possible. But once we get that change of character here, especially on a 4-hour time frame, what I like to look for is once these candlesticks turn green, which is essentially just once you get the bullish change of character, this makes me put my long goggles on. This is where I am looking for long positions, but we don't want to long the top, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to wait to potentially get a retracement to put in a higher low and then continue to the upside. Where is that higher low likely to come in at? Golden pocket 786 retracement. And if you can get the confluence of that bullish smart trail coming up in through that level of support and you get confluence there, it makes it not a guaranteed winning trade. I almost said that. I just said guaranteed winning trade so many times here with the long and the short. But it makes it for a very, very high probability bounce, right? And we talk about this very often. Like same thing here, right? Almost the exact same thing. What happens? Bullish change of character. Was this a golden pocket as well? Potentially. Very likely, to be honest. So yeah, you get the move up. Or you get the higher low, bounce, bullish change of character, candlesticks turn green. You got a little faked out here because you had a bearish change of character. But at this point, your candlesticks turn green. You get the bullish change of character. This is where you're looking for longs. Pull your golden pockets. Come down to the golden pocket. Smart trail confluence. What happens from here? You get a nice, come on, let me measure. Got to do it the old school. And that wound up giving you a almost a 10% pump to the upside, which is plenty of room to make some profit. So that is just more confluence here for that potential bounce if we do get the pullback. Like I said, if you're looking at this as a head and shoulders, you would hope that you just kind of bounce off the neckline here and get a push up above the POC and a bigger move to the upside. So there you go. Shout out to Lux Algo. Love when you get that confluence. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Bada boom, bada bing. If the pizza has pineapple on it, it's worth it. Shout out to Wick. I think as a someone who is, I don't know the exact percentage. I'm like almost 90% Italian. They've been like 86% Italian. I think I'm supposed to like hate pineapple on pizza. How you gonna hate it though? It's low key fire, right? Let me know if you like pineapple on your pizza. It's a controversial topic, almost as controversial as sniffing people's hands. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Next, someone said Dutch is banned. Don't ban Mike Dutch, please, for the love of God. Or Mark Dutch, what am I saying? All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's take a look at fetch.ai. Oops. Actually, let's see if we can find that AMC. That is, that's AMC. AI Metacoin, AMC, wrapped ETH. This may, no, that's Solana. Is this it? Shout out to, I forget who asked for this. Someone super chatted for this. Let me know if this is that the coin that you want to see. We may have to pull something else up to try to find that chart. So I don't know if we'll be able to look at that tonight, but what maybe if this is it, I will do the TA here. Let me know. Tony D or one of the mods. Yo, shout out to Tony D. I know he was going to give me shade for that. He said, "You're no longer Italian in my eyes. Disgraceful." Shout out to Tony D. I know it kind of feels wrong. It kind of feels wrong. If you put pineapple on pizza, I'm going to eat it. I'm sorry. I'm so shameful. My whole family is like disowning me right now. Dad, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I'm a disappointment. I know. But let's see. Just sauce and bagel. Well, here's the thing. It's definitely not my favorite pizza, right? But if you put pineapple on pizza, I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to be like, this is pretty good. Once in a while. My favorite pizza is probably just like a New York regular slice, which they don't sell pizza by the slice anywhere else. Like, New York seems to be the only place you can get pizza by the slice. But anyway, let's continue on. It's a scam. Don't do it. Shout out to Jonah Lang. But let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. He said it's disgusting. Pizza has enough acidity if you're out at 3 a.m. and have it, it's fine. But outside of that, it's gross. Kind of just described when I eat pineapple pizza. I will say that. It's not often. Absolutely not. Shout out to Jonah Lang. Meat feast with extra meat. Let's go. It's my favorite pizza. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Let's go. Cap, next time we hang out, we'll go ahead and get pineapple pizza. And I'll eat it. Just don't take any pictures of me. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Yo, shout out to Ollie B. Said, I'm Frankie Candles. I'm half Italian and pineapple's a no-no. I was just joking, guys. Pineapple pizza is disgusting. Anyway, I'll be honest. The only time I really had eat pineapple pizza, I think it's like 9 out of 10 of the times I've had it, has been from Domino's. It's low-key fire. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, all right, let's continue on. Shout out to Jungle Boy. What's going on, brother? Welcome in. Let's go ahead and check out Fetch. I don't know how we got off the chart. Kind of losing track of what's going on here. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So here we are. Yo, Retro Mike said pizza by the slice. You mean like Sbarro? Yeah, shout out to Sbarro. They're actually from where me and Tony are from. They don't live that far away, that family. Shout out to Retro Mike. Yeah, I guess Sbarro does pizza by the slice. That's like one of the very few chains that you can get by the slice. But down here in the ATL, you go to a pizza place, and it's like, New York pizza. And you go, hey, can I have a regular slice? And they're like, what do you mean regular? I'm like, just like a regular slice, nothing on it. And they're like, you don't want cheese? It's like, no, that is a regular slice. Like, it's like a different language. And then, like, they actually make an individual slice. In New York, they make a house pie, right? It's called a house pie. It's actually a little bigger than a normal pizza that you would order for delivery. It's a house pie, and they cook it, and it's there, and you go in and let me get a slice. They cut it up, and they throw it in the oven. It's ready in 3 minutes. Down here, they literally get like a little triangle piece of dough, and they cook it individually. Mind-boggling. Absolutely wild. Shout out to Creighton C. said, dude, he likes Domino's. He's weird. Pineapple creates a weird aftertaste. All that acid. Shout out to Creighton. What's with that? I guess pineapple's super acidic. Shout out to Creighton C. I don't classify Domino's as pizza. Domino's is like fast food. It's not real pizza. There's a difference between real New York pizza and Domino's. Doesn't make Domino's disgusting. It just makes it, I don't classify it as pizza. Still delicious, though. But let's continue on here. Looking at fetch.ai. And let's see what we got going on here. All right. Guys, where do we get the bounce from? Right? You get from the low, all the way from this low to the high. You had your golden pocket. It didn't hold. So we're going to get rid of that. Next place for price to likely get a bounce would be that 786, where we also had a weekly and monthly naked point of control as well as a fresh daily level. We didn't touch the daily level, but you came up and you hit that 786, or came down, hit that 786 and that weekly and monthly naked point of control. Bing bong, got the big bounce. And this actually, money flow has been in the red here on the 4 hour forever. This is crazy. Hang on a second. Yeah, a month you've been in the red money flow on the 4 hour. This is kind of wild. Let's pull a fib here from the low all the way to the high. Where are we getting this little bounce from? Obviously, got to be that 786 or whoops. Why did that not work? Whew, baby, that was delayed. But yeah, we couldn't hold the golden pocket. Lost it, came to the 786. We now have a fresh 4 hour red dot. I would say this, guys, if you lose this 786 again on this 4 hour red dot, I would be looking back down towards this blue zone. Weekly, monthly naked point of control is tapped. Daily is still fresh down here, so maybe we come down and tap that. But really, this is your key level. You really want to hold that 786. Let's check the higher time frames. Daily VWAP kind of hanging out there. Would be nice if you came back down here, tap that daily, put in a nice daily bullish divergence. That would be somewhat of a nice look. Like one more push down on the alts, maybe. I don't know. Because we've been looking at total 3 recently. I might make a video about this, guys. We actually talked about that earlier today. Total 3 wound up coming in and getting the bounce where we wanted it, right? And even the lower high came in as well, right? You had the 4-hour bull div down here at this key level, which is what we were looking at for a potential bottom on the altcoins. And then, as we were looking for a potential retracement, we were just hoping that we would hold this golden pocket, which we have. Or we haven't even tapped it, but we were still putting in the higher lows and making new highs here. This is somewhat of a good sign for alts, in my opinion, assuming, like, Bitcoin doesn't nuke everything to the floor. This actually doesn't look horrible, in my opinion. Really, this 4-hour bull div with money flow coming up was really the thing we wanted to see. Came down, tapped it almost to the penny, and then got that push up. So this was like, we really needed this bounce on total 3. The question is, if we get another retracement here, maybe into one of these golden pockets, which is now, depending on which one you want to look at, you could pull a million different fibs. Like even if you took a look at a local fib here, retracement into here. But if we wound up going to get another retracement here, and we got like one more push down on the alts, on fetch here, let's go back. Could be, you do have a nice solid piece of support down here, but if I'm being quite honest with you, let's pull up that VPVR. You really want to hold this level, guys, because if you break down below that 786, just like we looked at on everything else, it's kind of the invalidation for the higher low and the continuation up, and you are, especially with this huge volume gap underneath you, you have this somewhat high volume node. Let me go ahead and label that HVN. Bada boom, right? So you have this high volume node. If you don't hold that, like this is a pretty big gap all the way down to about 70, almost 80 cents, 78, 79 cents to come retest these highs. Pretty big gap, right? So if you don't bounce here, probably going to fall through that gap because remember, quick moves up oftentimes lead to quick moves down, right? But that's if you lose that level. So hopefully, if you come down, hopefully you hold the 786, right? But if you come down, you really want to hold this level. You just want to show the VPVR to show the importance of holding this as support. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on fetch. Yeah, 2-day money flow in a similar situation to 4-day money flow in the 3-day money flow in the red. 4-day money flow is likely coming out, but we'll just wait for trading view. Should we eat some pineapple pizza while we wait? There we go. Oh God, fresh 4-hour red dot, 4-day red dot. Eesh. You want to hold this level. That's your key level, guys. Sitting here between $1.16 and $1.06. You want to hold this level. You heard it here first. So there you go. Shout out to Harry Potter. You're a wizard, Harry. Shout out to you, brother. Welcome in. I built a real pizza oven. Gets to 800 to 1,000 degrees, 2-minute pizza making. Shout out to Wayne C. Tony D might be in the market for one of those. Shout out to you. All right, let's see. We should all order. Let's go. Shout out to Ollie B. Pizza party, CandleMafia pizza party. Let's go. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Pizza from McDonald's. Shout out to Gen Z. Is that real? Has McDonald's ever had pizza? There's no way McDonald's has ever had pizza. I refuse to believe that. Let's see. Retro Mike said, let's all settle on the debates and have barbecue pineapple pizza. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a garbage disposal. The only food that I will pick out, like any food that I like really won't eat, and even that, I'll still just eat it if it's on my food, is black olives. I'm not a huge fan of black olives. If it's annoying to pick out, I'll just eat them. But other than that, there is nothing I won't eat. Like, there's no food that I don't like. I like gross food. Escargot, or people consider gross. I eat everything. I have zero standards for food. They could be high-quality food, low-quality food, exotic food, alligator, anything. I'll eat anything. Tony D knows that. Tony D will be like, hey, man, I'm going to go. I have some leftovers. I'm going to go. I'll heat them up. You want some? And I'll be like, I'll just eat it cold. And he's like, what's wrong with you? But anyway, let's go ahead and continue. Black olives only on certain things. Yeah. Like it, yeah. Shout out to Ali P said, how did a crypto channel get into pizza? We have interesting combos here sometimes. Let's go ahead and check out Algo. Is Algo alive yet? Okay, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Pull up the Binance Tether US. And here we are. What did we bounce off of here, guys? Hitting those macro 786s. From the bottom of the bear market all the way up to the high here, right? Yeah, excuse me. Let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, so came back up here, or came back down here to the 786 where we had some nice confluence, right? We had this little area of consolidation where we pulled the volume profile, had our value area high, POC value area low. 786 was in beautiful confluence with that POC, and we also had the previous value area high of the lower range here. So, as we see that was our key level. What happened? Come on down here. Come on. Okay, there we go, right? We came down to our value area right from the high, lost the value area high, back to the low, back to the POC, back to the high, back to the low, back to the high. And where'd we get the bounce here? At the value area low. This is why we use the volume profiles, guys, because it gives you context into where you can look for trades. Now, I wasn't personally trading Algorand, but as we came down here, you know, once you approach this value area low, this is probably going to be an area where you don't want to panic short, especially after such a big move down. You're more likely going to be looking for long positions. You guys are still talking about food in the chat. You guys are funny. Wayne C said, I don't charge much for the pizza oven. Shout out to Tony D. Jimmy with a stimmy. What is going on, bro? He said, I'm taking a trip back home to Jersey in 2 days, and now I must get pizza the second I land. Shout out to Jimmy. Please eat a slice for me, bro. The pizza down here is brutal. Brutal. Volume profiles goated. Shout out to Gen Z. Absolutely. This is why we look at this, right? And this is very often how we're able to catch these moves, guys. Like, same thing with the short from the top of Bitcoin, which, by the way, was in the dining room. So get in that Discord and check out the dining room, guys. But, the way we were able to catch this was simply based off the volume profile. Bearish signal as we deviate above the high, very high probability short position to take. And what do you know? You went back to the POC and back to the value area low. I got to clean up this chart. There's a lot of levels here. But very simply put, like, this is why we use the volume profiles. Not only, it's like, sure, you could just look at support levels, right? But, like, having the context to be able to zoom in on the lower time frames and actually see where you can get an entry. Once you're hitting that value area low, you're going to be looking for those entries. And I'll be honest, actually, this is wild. This was like a fast dump. What's going on here? Jeez, this is just a wick on the 15-minute. What happened here? This was just like a complete and total just snappy wick to the downside. Shout out to Tony D. Says, if we hit 400 likes, I'll make Frank the best pineapple ham pizzas he's ever eaten, and he will review it live next week. Please, for the love of God, hit the like button, guys. Tony literally makes the only good pizza in Atlanta. The only good pizza they make down here is made by Tony D. 100%. The best pizza in the ATL, hands down. I don't care if you have a restaurant. I don't care if you have the facilities. Tony D makes better pizza than anybody in Atlanta. Hands down, no questions asked. I would bet my life on it. Shout out to Tony D. Low-key professional chef. Let's continue on here. But yeah, I was going to say you could probably find a pretty nice long confirmation as you hit this value area low, but it was just a strong wick. Shout out to Creighton C. Said, I think you need it with him, Tony. Extra pineapple. Let's go. Shout out to Creighton C. Yeah, next live stream is just going to be me and Tony eating pineapple pizza, guys. Maybe we have a pineapple pizza stream. But anyway, guys, very, very key level here. You did have some bullish divergences on the higher time frames, right? Lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum waves. Money flow headed in the right direction. You are breaking out of your profile here. This is what you want to see, right? Money flows, check the 10-hour. Money flow coming up on the 10-hour, 8-hour. Like, this money flow is technically headed in the right direction. VWAP coming down, so I wouldn't be surprised if you got a little retracement back into the value area high before continuing. But, yeah, key level of support going to be your value area high sitting here at 14 cents. Let's see, do you have a golden pocket confluence here? Locally, probably. There you go. So for me, even if we pull up Lux Algo real quick, we got our Chach, right? Change of character. Bullish change of character. Key. Candles turn green. Now we're in long mode, right? This is where we're looking for potential long positions. Do we want to long the top here? Probably not, right? We're going to want to wait for a retracement to the downside, test some key levels, which would be this golden pocket value area high 786 zone, sitting between, bada boom. Oh my God, my head is throbbing right now. Between 0.1426 and 0.13, basically 14 cents, this little zone here. Come into there, especially if your smart trail starts coming up in there as well. Might want to be looking for some bounces. And yeah, that's what I'd be looking for here on Algorand. Now, could you, if you're going to wait for the retracement, do you risk missing the move if it just happens? Absolutely. But we are not in the business of picking a direction and just entering a trade. We need a reason. We need triggers to enter that trade, right? And I'm not a breakout trader. I used to be a breakout trader, and I got slapped every time, right? And so there's a reason I don't trade breakouts anymore. Not that you can't be a profitable breakout trader. It just didn't work for me. Right, so this is why I trade the way I trade. I would rather take the long. For me, if I'm not long from this wick low here, typically when I get into a long, I like to snipe the bottom, right? So if I'm not in here, I need some kind of a retracement to enter in. I can't enter in on these green candles based off my trading rules, right? Doesn't mean, there's a chance if you just FOMO'd in here, sure, it could launch up, right? But I don't trade like that, so I cannot take that. You also have a pretty strong reversal signal here on the oscillator matrix. Could get that pushed down, but that's what I would look for, right? It's all about context. So if we start pulling back, we know, hey, we're getting a pullback, but we could just be putting in a higher low. We could still be bullish because market structure has changed character from bearish to bullish, right? Bearish, continuation to the downside. Bullish, continuation to the upside, right? Bearish, continuation to the downside, right? It's just simple market structure. So there you go. That's what I would be looking at. Algorand or Algorand, as some people say. All right, let's see. Shout out to Melanie laughing at Mark Dutch. Shout out to Mark Dutch. I don't know what's going on in chat right now, but let's go ahead and take a look at XRP regardless, guys, because as we know, XRP is the most exciting asset to look at here. If Bitcoin's not boring you, go ahead and check out XRP. I'm just kidding. Typically, when things are boring, it means that they may be on the cusp of a very big move. Is that the case for XRP? Let's take a look. You did get the daily bullish divergence here. Right, we took a look at this the other day. Higher lows on your momentum waves, lower lows on your price action. Getting a little bit of a bounce here. We could take a look at the local profile here. So I'll just pull up the local levels because obviously we haven't gotten too much excitement here on XRP recently. But that doesn't mean excitement can't be on the way. Here we go. All right, so you're getting, here's the thing. Technically, from a technical standpoint, your money flow on the daily is coming back up. You have put in your bullish divergence here, right? So your goal here would be to get a move above that value area low, stick this as support, and get a move back up to the high locally, right? And when you have a bull div, typically, when you deviate below the profile, this is where we look for bullish signals. A daily bullish divergence is indeed a bullish signal. Now, I would love to see this money flow continue up. It is headed in the right direction. In my opinion, this daily bull div could be what you needed to get a move back into this range and a move up to about 54 cents, right? So keep an eye on that. However, in the grand scheme of things, still just kind of marching sideways here. But this is what I will do. I'll just do the local TA on XRP right now. Take a look at the 4-hour. How's that money flow looking, baby? Let's go. Look at that money flow. Crossed over into the green. Red dot may be looking to print, so maybe you get a little more turbulence. But the idea here is bullish divergence on the daily with money flow coming up could indicate a strong bottom. Not only that, but you also, did you get the 4-hour? You did get the 4-hour bullish divergence as well. Money flow is coming up, crossing into the green. So we'll see if you can get that move back to the upside. Let's pull the fib here. Yeah. This is your next key level of resistance is sitting right here in this zone, sitting between 50 cents or 0.50776 and 0.49764. I only say that because it's hard for me not to say 50 cents, right? 50 cents is your next key level of resistance. Once you break that 786, we can look for the fill of the whole range, knowing the POC will be key resistance as well, sitting at 51 cents. So we'll see what happens. That money flow continues in the green on the 4-hour. We could see a little bit of a move up on XRP, which granted, it wouldn't really even be, it'd be an 11% move up to the value area high. But hey, when something moves sideways like XRP has been doing, I'd like an 11% move. It's pretty exciting, respectively. So shout out to XRP. And yo, shout out to Crypto Billy. Let's go, brother. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. $100 super chat. Shout out to Crypto Billy. I appreciate you, bro. He says, what does it take to get a taste of Tony's pizza around here? Fake news until I taste this thing. Hashtag FCU, hashtag FYP, hashtag Givers Gain, hashtag Billy Go Tails. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Billy, bro. Thank you so much for that. Billy, hey, if you're in Nashville, bro, we will have Tony wrap up some pizza and bring it with us to Nashville. By the way, if you guys want to book your, or if you want to get a Bitcoin Nashville ticket, you could use the link in the description down below if you want to save. I think you save 20% with our link, and we will be there. So looking forward to seeing it. If you guys do see us there, please, for the love of God, come say hi to us. Maybe Tony will be just slinging pizza on the side. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Again, if you're in Nashville, Tony D will be like just dealing pizza out of a briefcase. I actually saw a YouTube video of someone doing that. It was hilarious. But anyway, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Hopefully, we don't get a huge jump to the downside. Like I said, even if we get a little pullback on Bitcoin, you guys now have the key levels where I will be looking for a bounce, looking at that local volume profile. Maybe we see XRP move up 11% if we can get back above those key levels that we just looked at. And we'll have to see what the market gives us. But either way, we'll see you here tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to Wick589. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Shout out to Golden for getting so many green names in here again. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Shout out to everybody who sent super chats. Shout out to the Candle Mafia. And we'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. You know the rest. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. Been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Guys, don't forget to check out Billy Go Tails tonight at 9 p.m. on X, or formerly known as Twitter, for the best Twitter space, or X space, however you want to say it. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Guys, go check it out. You never know who's going to pop up there. Shout out to Crypto Billy. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing, bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go. At the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out.